Hi Robuxio traders, welcome to our first market update of 2024. Let's look at current characteristics of crypto market first, then at our current portfolio performance, at the performance of our portfolio in 2023, and then on one of the most interesting trades of 2023, and it was trade on TRBUSDT. Okay, so firstly, let's look at total 3 crypto market cap. You can see that the volatility is basically on the same level as it was like 2-3 weeks ago when we recorded the last market update, which is quite fine, could be better, but also could be a lot worse. You can see that basically we are still slightly below the long-term average, but much better than just 2 months ago. Also, you can see that we are in quite a nice trending environment, which is exactly the environment that we love and exactly the environment that we want to trade. So from this point of view, very nice. To some statistics of the year 2023 since the start of our service, which was on September 15th. You can see that on our high risk portfolio, we made plus 56% in 3.5 months with 267 closed trades and another 10 open trades. What is interesting is that on trading fees, we paid slightly above 1%, 1.3%, and we made from funding fees about 3.5%. So net fees, we were like 1.76% on initial investment, which is pretty nice because you have to take in account that we are still talking just about 3.5 months. So we made quite a lot of money on fees only. So really, as I'm repeating, oftentimes you don't have to be afraid of fees because on these higher time frames, fees are not topic. Our current performance, we are slightly below the performance of the end of the year 2023. You can also see that we were even much higher, but the difference was the 2 open trades on TRBUSDT, which are those trades that we want to discuss now. In fact, you can see that TRB was really crazy. We were on these 2 open trades between 180 up to 250 of open profits, but we ended up making between 5 to 25% on this trade because we returned a lot of the open profit back to the market, which is very normal, and you just have to be prepared for it. There were questions that were about what if we would like ended up the trade if we got into like 30% dip or 20% dip or so, and my answer as usual is that we just have to look at the bigger data, what the tests can show us and what would happen in long term if we would be able to trade this way. And you can see it here. You can see that if we would be using trailing stop loss 10, 20 or 30%, which means that we would get out of the position once the market would retrace by 30%, 20% or 10% from the maximum price. You can see that we would make much less money than without this kind of stop loss. And this is always the answer. If we have some question, we just have to go to our testing software and we have to look at the overall market and how this kind of change would impact the overall portfolio. And you can see that here the impact would be very bad, and we don't want to trade that way. Really guys, crypto is a highly volatile market, and if you want to make those money, you have to go with the volatility. Of course, if this volatility is too high for you, you still have the chance to go with medium or low portfolio, for example, because that way the volatility will be a little bit lower. You can also see that only on TRBUSDT in the year 2023, the only exit that was making some money was the one that we are using, because the other ones would be about zero or even under in minus. So really the tests are pretty obvious. We have to play with this volatility and we just have to be prepared for it. So that's basically it. One more thing that I would like to show you is the difference between spot and futures, because on this example I can show you why we are getting paid for being in the position. For example, these candles are Binance spot market and the orange line is Binance futures market, and we are trading futures or Binance or on Qcoin. And you can see that the difference between close on spot and futures are often even many dozens of percent. And that's why we are getting money. That's why we are getting those funding fees, because the exchange is paying us for being in the position and for arbitraging the difference between spot and futures. That's why sometimes we are getting paid, sometimes we are paying for these positions. But net we are plus 1.8% in the quarter, as you could see in this video. Okay guys, that's basically it. If you have any other question, please feel free to ask anything. That way we can really push the level of our trading experience higher and we can be better traders. Okay, have a great year 2024 and see you soon. Bye.